Many of you watching have heard of or possibly have read a book by Tom Wolfe, which is called the Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, or the Electric Cool Acid Test. It is the Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test.
That was Electric Cuckoo Nest.
Huh? Just a second. It's helpful if the guests wait until they're introduced before they talk, all right? This book mostly concerned the activities of author Ken Kesey, the man who wrote, now here it comes, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Kesey volunteered for some of the early experiments the government of the United States was conducting with LSD. He liked it, and he began spiriting some away to conduct his own acid test parties during the early concerts of the Grateful Dead. From these episodes came the first connection between music and drugs. Would you please welcome two men who helped create what was later called...
Well, create music and drugs.
Never going to get a moment.
Don't mention it, folks. All right. Anytime.
Would you please welcome author Ken Kesey and his friend from the dead, singer and lead guitarist, Mr. Jerry Garcia. How did you first get involved with the tests that were being conducted with LSD back in the late 1950s?
I had a neighbor. It was a psychologist. He was booked to do the experiments that Tuesday. He chickened out. He says, you want to do them? $20. Show up. They gave them to me. I did them from then on every Tuesday for 6 or 8 months.
Hunter was in on those. Yeah, they ran for a long time. Hunter was in on those, too.
There were about 120 of us down in Palo Alto, students and unstudents that were... The government wanted somebody to look in that room. They said, hey, we got a great room. We discovered this nice room. Let's get somebody to go in there and look it over.
So you went in, 8 months, looked over a room, huh?
Right, walked out. The government said, don't let anybody else in that room.
We were playing in bars and things like that, but we'd heard about Kesey and the Bus and their whole... they've been doing outrageous things for quite a while and had a big reputation for it. And for us, it was... it seemed like a real interesting thing to go and check out. We sort of were invited, in effect, by friends of ours who were staying out at Kesey's place.
We kicked them out of the place 2 or 3 times before we invited them.
Yeah, right. We weren't exactly welcome guests.
Do you feel that you may have hurt yourself at all from all the experiments or experiences that you've had?
No.
Not yet.
All right, so far.
Yeah, right. What, drugs affect me, you kid, huh? You feel okay, Ken? I mean, you're in full command tonight, right?
Oh, no, I think... I think, just for the sake of the record, I think that you don't get anything free. Everything bruises something, and so you trade off. 2, 3, 4, yeah.
When you were playing, were you able to function playing music while you were on LSD?
Well, not in a conventional way. I mean, it's something I wouldn't do professionally. You know what I mean? Now I feel more of a sense of responsibility to at least be able to be in command, to be able to play physically. You know, and there's this. The nice thing about the acid test was that we could play or not in the acid test, and a lot of times we would get we'd be too high really to play, and we'd play for maybe a minute.
That's what we felt.
And then we'd lose it, you know, and we'd have to leave.
But it felt like hours.
Too weird for me. But on the other hand, sometimes we would play, and since there was no pressure on us, I mean, people didn't come in to see the Grateful Dead. They came to the acid test. It was the whole event that counted, so we weren't in the spotlight, and therefore the pressure wasn't on us. So when we did play, we played with a certain kind of freedom that you rarely get as a musician. I mean, we didn't have, not only did we not have to fulfill expectations about us, but we didn't have to fulfill expectations about music either. So in terms of being, being able to experiment freely, it was amazingly great for that, on that level.
Also, there was a lot of other stuff going on in the same kind of consciousness expansion area, that musically, artistically, and drama, and this was part of a movement that was happening in the 60s. And not the main part of the movement.
Okay. By the way, do you see what happened then as just a moment or the starting of a trend or a tradition or an experience in this country that still goes on?
I think it was the beginning of a real, true revolution that's still going on.
And you're still a part of it, right, big guy?
Sure.
Okay.
We can't quit the mob.
No, that's right. We will continue from New York and Los Angeles.
Kesey's experiences at the hospital inspire him to write a novel. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He claims the drugs enhanced his creativity.
I would have not been able to write that well without LSD. There's something about seeing a reality with a new light shined on it that goes right from your eyes to your fingertips. I'll take acid every time. It's a shortcut to enlightenment that we were given at the end of this century for those of us who would like to go on to better realities and understand it with respect and say, okay, the door has been opened, this is the key that opened it.